Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ Bhāgavata-sevayā. Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtake. Aradhayo Bhagavan Vrajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Va Kalpita. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan. Śrī Caitanya-Mahāprabhur Matamidam Tatradharana Para. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear worshipable devotees, thank you so much for your kind association. Dear Raghu Prabhu, Baldev, Seva Prabhu, Philip Prabhu, Basmati Mataji, and Sudhir Prabhu, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Canto 10 of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, chapter number 23, entitled The Brahmana's Wives Blessed. And yesterday we covered the first 4 verses. So what happened in the first 4 verses? Krishna was with his friends, and the friends feigned hunger and told that we are hungry, we must arrange for something. Now I was hearing His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj about this topic. Very, very nice katha. A natural question comes. Krishna is actually expert in extinguishing hunger, is it not? Or extinguishing fire, sorry. How many times he has extinguished fire? The forest fire or the fire pastime, how many times he has extinguished fire?
2 times.
2 times, right? 2 times he did. What are those 2 times?
We just read the previous chapter after that killing. Sorry, I forgot. And then came to the forest and swallowed the fire.
Nice. And before that, in the very beginning, there was a very brief description of one more fire. But we read also beautifully, Srila Prabhupada was mentioning, or some acharyas was mentioning, after extinguishing this fire, Krishna went to Śrī Caitanya to extinguish the fire of separation of the gopis. Right? You remember that? We all read that. So Krishna is expert in extinguishing fire. Now he extinguished that fire at Śrī Caitanya by accepting or fulfilling the gopis' vows, who wanted Krishna to be their husband. So he extinguished that fire. Now he is extinguishing one more fire. And what is the fire? The Jataragni. So beautifully mentioned, right? The Agni, that is the fire in the belly. Jataragni, like talking about Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi. Bhima said, hey, my Jataragni is very strong. The fire in my belly is very strong. I can't be hungry on Ekadashis. So Krishna is going to extinguish this fire, right? He's expert in And our Philip Prabhu has also a role. He works for something connected to fire, like checking the fire. So you're now a servant of someone who is expert in extinguishing fire. It's a nice remembrance that how Krishna is the real fireman, right? The real fire extinguisher. So many fires he extinguishes. So that was one.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'm just the fire alarm inspector, actually. So yeah, Krishna is the one who puts out. I'm just making sure that the material system works. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Fire alarm inspector. Yes, that's also an important role. So now the question for all of you is, could Krishna not extinguish their fire himself? Right? Are you following my question?
Yes.
Said that they are hungry. Could Krishna not extinguish that hunger himself?
Yes.
Yes. How? Like, how could he potentially do that? And why he did not do that? That's a follow-up question.
He can be, he is cause of all causes. So, for him, Chetragni is, but he wants to give that seva. He wants to take that seva and give that seva to his dear devotees. That's my understanding.
Okay, very nice. What else?
He wanted to test the Brahmanas.
Want to test the Brahmanas? Very nice.
Prabhuji, Krishna always, he never forced to anyone. So that's their free wills. So what they will decide and what they will do, that's their choice. Krishna never force on that. But if someone desire, he helps.
Okay, but there is friends, right? They're not like, there is devotees, there is friends. Why my question was why he like asked them to beg. That was my question. So in this case, they are like fully surrendered souls. So all these are very nice replies. And we know multiple stories, correct? Where Lord Krishna extinguished the fire. The famous example coming to the fire of hunger, to be more particular, or extinguish the hunger. You know the famous story? Then Pandavas were in exile, and Durvasa Muni with his 10,000 disciples comes to Dronacharya. And Duryodhana. Duryodhana was the rivalry, you can say, Philip Prabhu is sharing. So Duryodhana is on the Kauravas side, Pandavas are on the other side. They're like rivalry. They're brothers by relation, but Duryodhana never considered Pandavas as brothers and always wanted to get their kingdom and stuff. So in short, there was always a fight between since beginning of their childhood. Long story short, so Duryodhana was ruling at least under his father, and the Pandavas were exiled, and Duryodhana gave very nice reception to Durvasa Muni, who is known for getting angry fast. And then he said, Durvasa Muni said, okay, what do you want? You served me very nicely, you gave me nice foodstuffs and stuff, and to my disciples. He said, no, I do not want anything from you. You are a great soul, selfless service. But if you really want to give me something, I want my brother also to get this privilege of serving you. Sounds very nice, but he's an expert diplomat because he knows that Pandavas are in exile in the forest. They do not have resources to serve 10,000 people. And when Durvasa Muni kind of person goes to them and they're not able to serve them properly, he will get angry, he'll get agitated, and he will curse them. And that's what he really wanted. But diplomatic people, they show something, but they mean something, right? So on surface, he appeared, oh, so nice that he's thinking of his brother's welfare, that they get a chance to serve sadhus. But inside he knows that they do not have resources and they'll be cursed. And that's what he wanted. So finally, the news reaches that Durvasa Muni is coming with 10,000 disciples. And they reach there at the place, and Yudhishthira Maharaj tells them, like thinking what to do, Muniji, why don't you take a quick bath in the river, and we'll arrange something. Now he said, but not knowing what to do, like they don't have resources, they didn't have any like wealth or anything. So finally they called Krishna, right? Krishna is we read yesterday. Anyone recalls that word? Which Dushta Nirbhana, Krishna, Dushta Nirbhana. He can Nibarhana. He can extinguish the fire. And then finally Krishna appeared. And Krishna had given a special pot to Draupadi called Akshapatra, where the food would never, it will never, what's the right word? It will continue to, it will never be
Never
over.
ending.
Yeah, never ending. Akshay, never ending. The food will never end until Draupadi has eaten. And Duryodhana specifically knew that and said, make sure you go after Draupadi has eaten. So, but Krishna said, okay, you called me, I'm here, I'm hungry, can I get something? And everyone is thinking, well, the reason we called you is to extinguish the hunger, or we have a hunger problem, we have a food shortage problem, and you have come here and embarrassing us with that we have no food, right? So Krishna said, please check something might be there, right? And they saw there was one tiny piece of rice, tiny grain of rice, and Krishna took that, and all the 10,000 disciples, they were burping as if they had like a chappan bhoga, as if they had like till their neck food. And then Krishna told Bhima, why don't you go and call them that the food is ready? And Bhima goes with his gada. Durvasa Muni, all the disciples of Durvasa Muni, the food is ready, the lunch is ready, please come. And they're with their gamcha, with their kopin, they're running because Bhima is coming. If they do not properly take food, they're already feeling so bloated, they're problem. So the lesson here is that Krishna can quickly extinguish hunger if he wants to, and he did that. Let's read a story of a quick story of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where he extinguished hunger, and with pictures also. Can someone read this quick story? Tamraghat. Who would like to read?
I can read, Prabhuji. Hare Kṛṣṇa devotees, Gam Pranam, all to Srila Prabhupada. Amra Ghat is a mango grove, where once while performing Kirtan, Lord Chaitanya noticed the devotees are becoming tired. He stopped the Kirtan and planted a mango seed in the ground at this spot. Within minutes, a huge tree, fully grown, with beautiful red and yellow mangoes that had no skin or seeds. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu picked around 200 mangoes and gave to each of the devotee. After offering to Krishna, Gauranga ate one mango and distributed the rest to the devotees. It was amazing that one mango was sufficient to satisfy completely the devotee. The tree is so special that it supplied mangoes every day for 1 year. Bhaktivedanta Thakur's house and Ashwas Pali are nearby. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Isn't this beautiful again? That how Lord Chaitanya, look at this tree. The trees had no skin or seed, pure nectar, right? Everyone loves mangoes, and especially the mangoes without skin and without seeds. Even we know Lord Krishna did pearl farming, right? Pearls. He can grow pearls from like flowers. So this is for sure that there was absolutely no difficulty. And as Dev Prabhu said, that Lord Krishna is cause of all causes. He's the master of all mystics. In a moment, he can create anything. He can get Chappan Bhoga instantaneously, right? He can get mountains of food. Now, why he didn't do that, and why he asked the friends to go there? The main reason is the title of the chapter. The Brahmana's wives blessed. So to bless Anugraha Bhaktanam, to show his anugrah, to show his special blessings on his devotees, that was the main reason. Krishna did not go to Chirghat to steal the garments of gopis. The main reason was to bless them. So anything Krishna does, whether in the previous chapter or in this chapter, is to bless his devotees. Anugrihaya Bhaktanam. Why does he appear? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam, to shower his mercy upon his devotees and to annihilate. Namaste Narshingaya Prahlad Ahlad Dadaine. To give pleasure to Prahlad, Narsingadev appeared, not to kill Hiranyakashipu. Killing Hiranyakashipu is a very, very tertiary activity. The main reason Narsingadev appeared was to give pleasure to Prahlad. So that's the main reason, to give pleasure to his devotees. And we read that yesterday also. Anyone recalls what word was that? Or what phrase was that? Okay, let me share that with everyone. That phrase was Bhaktya in text number 3. Sorry, 3. 4, sorry, 2nd. Bhaktya Vipra Bharya Prasidan, to give pleasure, to satisfy them. That was the main reason Krishna asked his friends to go. Now, Krishna knows past, present, and future, correct? And Krishna knows that they will not give charity. He also knows that. He knows that first time they will not give him, but still he sends. And also, it also reminds to all of us, like sometimes we go door to door book distribution. Sometimes we are also going out on this is the order of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya has told, Prabhura Agyai Bhai Dware Dware Giya. Bolo Krishna Bhojo Krishna Koro Krishna Shiksha. So go door to door. Lord Chaitanya said this to Nityaṁ Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, and to them, basically to all of us. Take this message. Go door to door. Beg. Beg not for ourselves, but for Krishna. Lord Bhaktivinoda Thakur would go door to door and they would beg. Not beg for his pocket, but for a noble cause, to spread Krishna consciousness, to share Krishna consciousness. So Krishna is basically sending his friends, and then his devotees, his friends, his associates, to shower mercy for our own good. And we covered that also, but I'm just adding a little things which you might have missed yesterday, since I heard this special class today, so I wanted to share some details. We also covered text number 4, which has a very special verse or word. So Tatra, the friends are saying, okay, what do we need to do when we go there? What do we need to do? So Tatra Gatva Odanam. Odanam. What does Odanam mean? It's written here, food. Basically anna, or grains. Also equivalent word is bhat. What is bhat?
Rice.
Rice or grains, like dal bhat. So why Krishna uses the word odana? Very beautiful purport, very beautiful. Odana, o, the, and na. Okay, three syllables, 3 letters. O, the, and na. Correct. So Krishna is telling, dear friends, check out these brahmanas. Are they engaged in chanting Omkar? Basically, Omkar means Vedyam Pavitra Omkara Riksam Yajuri Vacha. It's Krishna says, I am the Pranava. So basically, are they chanting the Vedic mantras? Are they chanting properly the Omkara prayers? Are they chanting Om Namo Bhagavate? All the prayers. Om Namo Nrsimhaya Nama, Om Krishnaya Nama, Om Keshavaya Nama, Om Madhavaya Nama. Right? All these they begin with Om. So Om is the bija, is the very important element in, because it's Krishna himself. So are they chanting? The means Daman. That means, have they overcome their senses? Daman, Indriya Daman. We should try to overcome our senses. Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udaropastha Vegam. All these urges of eyes, urges of ears, urges, all these, have they overcome? Urges of the genitals, urges of the belly, urges of the mind. Daman karna, Shatru pe Dama. These are our Shatru. These are our enemies, if not controlled. So are they doing Daman? The and na means negation. Na is negation, like negative. There's a lot of na in the scriptures, like don't indulge in meat eating, don't indulge in illicit sex, don't indulge in the 4 regulative principles. All are no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. These are the 4 regulative principles. So there are a lot of other na also. Don't do this. Don't eat after this. Don't sleep, too much. Don't. There are a lot of no's in the for a good human being. Animals don't have any conditions. They can eat what they want. They can sleep where they want. But human life means there are some do's and don'ts. So I really like this. O, the, no. Right? Was it helpful? This is what I heard a little bit. Wanted to add before we move on to the next verse. Any thoughts, comments before we move on? Okay, text number 5. Let's read this. Anyone would like to read text 5? Yes, Philip, bro, you want to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, yes, I can read. Dhanyavad Pranam devotees, all glories to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Iti adista bhagavata, katvaya chantate tata, kritanjali putta vritan, dandavat patita bhuvi. Translation, purport, His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, disciples Ki Jai. Thus instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cowherd boys went there and submitted their request. They stood before the Brahmanas with palms joined in supplication, and then fell flat on the ground to offer respect. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, back to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Iti adishta. Iti means this. Adish, we all know Adish means order or instructions. Who gave the instruction? Bhagavata, Bhagavan Ki, of the Supreme Lord. So the Lord gave them some instructions. What was the instruction? Go to the Brahmanas and beg for food. Odana, we focused on that word. Some bhat, some rice, some grains, because they are doing a yajna for heavenly planets. Gatva yachanta titatha. So you go there and beg. Yachna. You don't demand. You don't say, I deserve. You don't say, you have to give this. You beg. That means a humble request. Kritanjali, Kritanjali. So it's basically joining the palms in a humble position, right? Like how we do pranams, like if you're standing and doing pranams, it's basically like this is the Kritanjali, that I am, I am begging. You are the boss, I'm the servant. Whatever you bhiksha you give, whatever you give as charity, I will gratefully accept it. Like a beggar cannot command, hey, you have to give me $100, otherwise, I'm leaving. When someone gives anything, forget about it, right? So we are also beggars on behalf of the Guru Parampara, which ultimately comes from Krishna. And we are also, like the friends here are not begging for themselves. They are going, Iska Adesh iti adishta bhāgavata, on the instruction of the Supreme Lord. So we are also going, book distribution, prasad distribution, asking people to take books, asking people to come for programs, asking people to, offer some donations, etc. for temple or programs or events. So we should not feel shy. This is actually a very bona fide service. We were hearing recently His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu's class, and someone asked this question, how do we stay humble? How do we stay humble? And very nicely and in a humorous way, Maharaj said, well, one simple solution is go out for book distribution. It will keep you humble. Because there will be some people who will just ignore you, right? There will be some people who will say, hey, why are you doing this? You don't have anything better to do in life? Hey, why are you charging so much? Hey, why are you doing this? But we have to do, right? So begging, yachana, takes humility. After diksha, the next step is bhiksha. No matter you may be a big doctor, engineer, or some VP in your company, but diksha, after taking diksha, everyone does bhiksha. That I'm a beggar. I'm begging for my guru, right? Lord Krishna also went when his guru told you go collect woods. So this is a very bona fide thing. We should not feel shy. We don't, and we this is like perfectly teaching us how to approach others in a humble way. Kritanjali. Again, sometimes we may join hands, sometimes may not, depending upon the situation. But the point is humility. The face is the index of the mind, and the expressions, the words are basically, if we are feeling humble at heart and we are mindful of our words, then it will be reflected. So that's their mudra. Kritanjali, Puta Vipran. In a very humble way, they're joining their palms in humble supplication to the Brahmanas, Vipra. Dandavat patita bhuvi, zameen pe gir gaye, bhuvi, on the earth. Dandavat, danda means rod, vat means like, patita means fall. They fell like a rod. They fell like a rod, dandavat. That means they prostrated themselves fully. Oh, great souls, you are great. We are beggars. We have come to beg on the order of Lord Krishna. So very, very nice mood. and very, very nice approach we should have while you're while you're going out or asking, for anything, whether book distribution, temple construction, or anything, services, any event. This should be our mood, not demanding, but humbly approaching. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Thakur also said, if we want people's heart to open up, if we really want to give them Krishna consciousness, Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Thakur said to his disciples when he went to London, UK, etc., you say, "Sir, you are great, and you are very noble. You are wonderful." Glorify them genuinely. Then their heart will open. And then you give them Krishna consciousness. Right? If the seed is put on a hard land, it will not grow. On a tough land, tough soil. So you make the soil fertile by your humility and open their heart. Opening heart means making the soil of their heart fertile for the seed of bhakti to sprout through good impression. Even if they don't take, that's fine. We will not force them. We will not, say bad words. Hey, you wasted my time. If you're not interested, you could have told me earlier. I spent 5 minutes with you, and you're saying you don't want book. Get out of here, right? Not like that. We be kind. We give them prasad. We give them some pamphlet. We chant Hare Kṛṣṇa and wish them good day, and that's it. And maybe next time they'll take. Any thoughts, comments, any suggestions here? Okay, let's read the next verse, text number 6. I would like to read this.
Prabhu, I'll try, Prabhuji. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Okay. Yeah.
Hare Kṛṣṇa, Prabhu, Dandot Pranam. Hare Kṛṣṇa, devotees. Text 6. Hi bhumi deva shrunuta Krishnasya desakarina praptan janita bhadram vo gopan no Ramachoditan. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and his disciples. Prabhupada ki jai. His disciples ki jai. The cowherd boys said, "O earthly gods, please hear us. We cowherd boys are executing the orders of Krishna, and we have been sent here by Balarama. We wish all good for you. Please acknowledge our arrival." Purport: the term Bhumi Deva, gods on earth, refers here to the Brahmanas, who are supposed to closely represent the will of the Supreme Lord. The philosophy of Krishna consciousness is not a primitive polytheistic doctrine holding that human beings on the earth are gods. Rather, it is a science that traces the descent of authority from the absolute truth himself, Sri Krishna. The authority and power of God naturally extend along with the extension of his creation, and on the earth, the Lord's will and authority are represented by purified, enlightened men called Brahmanas. This account will illustrate that the ritualistic Brahmanas approached by the cowherd boys were not at all properly enlightened, and thus could not appreciate the position of Krishna and Balarama, or that of thus intimate associates. In fact, this pastime exposes the pretentious position of so-called Brahmanas who are not faithful devotees of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, back to you. Hari Bol.
You want to share any thoughts?
Well, it looks like I missed the previous text, Prabhu, but it looks to me that Brahmanas have approached the cowherd boys, and the characteristics of the Brahmanas is explained in this text that they are not up to the level of what is expected from a Brahmana, where in our scriptures Brahmanas are supposed to enlighten the public about Krishna, about the Bhagavad Gita and the scriptures, explain them. So they need to learn, Brahmanas should learn and spread the Krishna Katha. So that is what the Brahmanas should do, but looks like they are not up to the mark of what the scriptures say as Brahmana. I think that's what is explained here. Please correct. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, the boys are going to the Brahmanas. Yeah, that's the other way. So the boys on the order of Lord Krishna are going. Yeah, if you hear yesterday's discussion, I think you missed that. Yeah, it will connect the dots. So the boys are going, they have reached, they offer Dandavat. We read that in the previous verse. Now they are offering verbal respect. So first they offer bodily respect, right? When we are offering pranams, we are using our body, correct? We're using our body, our physical body, to offer respects. But now they are using their words, right? Body, mind, words. They're using their words to offer verbal respect. And especially to someone, you know, if they're going to their, like, to beg something from someone, it's another Govind Maharaj was mentioning, it's a good idea to give them some good kind words, right? To glorify them, in short. Sir, you are so noble. You are the best of all the people. I've never seen a charitable person like you. Right? I mean, in book distribution also, His Grace Vishika Prabhu says that. Hey, I really like your shirt. Oh, your glasses look awesome. Right? Oh, your child is so cute. So these exchanges are absolutely fine, and they are totally bona fide. Right? Yeah. You look so spiritual, which is actually true, because you are spiritual, right? You look so spiritual. What's your secret, right? This whole training is Shishika Prabhu does, which I have watched at least 5 times. So I highly encourage and request all of you to also watch if you have not. If you have watched once, you can watch it twice. Very, very nice. The more we read and hear and watch that, then you'll get more natural at it. And will be more comfortable approaching others. So yeah, so basically we were referring that helps to strike a connection. That helps, because who in this world does not want to hear good about themselves? Be honest, right? Who in this world, there is hardly any person who will say, no, I don't want to hear good about myself, right? Everyone wants to hear good about themselves. Test it out. You can, just like when 10 people, if you say, let's say there is a group of people and they suddenly say, oh, Sushilpa Mataji, Sadhu Sangha. Suddenly, Sushilpa is talking to someone else, and then her ears will quickly go, did someone call my name? Did someone call me? But Prabhu was saying something about me, right? I hope it was good. I'm not picking her. She's very humble. But it happens, right? Have you felt that? Right? Suddenly your name comes and, oh, did someone call me? Again, sadhusanga, nectar. His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj was quoting his dear God brother, His Grace Bhurijan Prabhu. He said, everyone in this world wants to do something. Excuse me, sir, clearing up their throat. What's going on? I'm the center of this world, and I'm the hero of this world, and everything is surrounding me. Right? That's what the conditioned soul's nature is. That I am the center of this world. I am the hero. Rest all are secondary characters. In a movie, there's a main hero and there are supporting characters. Rest all are supporting. But the problem is that the other supporting characters are thinking that they are the heroes. So very interesting, and that's how this world is. So in short, we should give. If we want to open people's heart, if we want to strike a good connection, we should. We can say some kind words about their nature, or about anything based on time, place, situation. If they have a children, if they everyone wants to love me, love my dog, Prabhupada says. In Western world, people carry dog. If you say, oh, such a cute dog, everyone will be so happy, as if you glorified. If you say, oh sir, you look very nice, or your shirt is very good, but your dog is a rascal, it looks so ugly, they'll be very mad at you, right? If you don't glorify them, but you say, oh, your dog looks so cute, I've never seen such a cute dog, they'll be so happy, like as if you made their day, right? So Prabhupada said, love me, love my dog. So in short, back to this, they're calling, the boys are calling the Brahmanas as, they're not calling this Vipra, oh Vipras, they could have called that, oh Brahmanas, which is technically correct. What are they calling? They are using a very special word. Hey, Bhumi Deva, Bhumi ke Devta hua. Puri Bhumi ke Devta. You are the God on earth. You're the earthly gods. You're the earthly gods, right? So you see, they are carefully using the word Bhumi Deva, that you are earthly gods. And Prabhupada is clarifying, it doesn't mean that everyone is God, but the point here is that Brahmanas are supposed to be the head of the society. Head means the head gives direction. The arms work under the direction of the head. So arms are like the administrators, the chest, the protector, warriors, kshatriyas, right? And then the belly is busy in eating, right? Churning. They are the Vaishyas, and then the Shudras. So it's not based on caste or color or birth. It's based on qualities. Chatur Varna Vayasrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasham. So the Brahmanas are the head, or kind of they have a important position. But not so-called Brahmanas, not just Brahmana by thread, not just Brahmana by caste, not just Brahmana by birth. Brahmana means faithful devotees, Prabhupada is writing. So called Brahmanas who are not faithful devotees of the Lord. So they are pretentious. They are so-called, they are pretentious, they're not pure. And Prabhupada is mentioning here that this episode will illustrate the ritualistic Brahmanas. These were ritualistic. So there are a lot of ritualistic Brahmanas, a lot of rituals. They do ritual very nicely. But what is the essence of all the rituals? The essence. Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna. Oh, not that verse. What's that? Sarva Vedantakrit Vedavid eva chaham. From amongst all the Vedas, I am to be known. Sarvasya chamriti sannivishtamatakriti. What's the first line of this verse? Vedantakrit Vedavid eva chaham. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishtam tasmatirgyanam Vedeshcha sarve ahameva vedyo Vedanta kridveda ved eva chaham. Yeah. So amongst all the Vedas, I am to be known. The purpose of all the sacrifices is to serve Krishna. And if that's not fulfilled, what's the use? It's just a ritual. So that is being discouraged here. Any more thoughts or comments anyone has in this text? Or okay, so we wish all good for you. So they're also saying that, right? And they're also saying that Krishna Adisha Karina, that we're not here for our own selfish reasons. We are here for Krishna Adish. We are the order carriers, like the servants of Krishna. We are carrying his order. Bhadram, may all Bhadra be upon you, right? May all auspicious, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. So basically kind of saying good, kind words. In the previous verse, they offered pranams with their body. Now in this, they are doing with their words. Next verse, text 7.
Can I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Mata, please.
Hare Kṛṣṇa devotees, Dhanyavad Pranam, all Krishna Śrīla Prabhupada. Text 7. Gascharayantu avidura udanam Ramachyutau bholashato gugukshitau Tayortija udanam arthinor yadi Sraddha chubhoyachata dharma vittamaha. Translation and purport by the disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Lord Rama and Lord Achyuta are tending their cows not far from here. They are hungry and want you to give them some of your food. Therefore, O Brahmanas, O best of the knowers of religion, if you have faith, please give some food to them. Purport. The cowherd boys doubted the generosity of the Brahmanas, and thus they used the word bhuvukshitau, meaning that Krishna and Balaram were hungry. The boys expected the Brahmanas to know the Vedic injunction, annasya shuditam patram. Anyone who is hungry is a fit candidate for receiving food in charity. But if the Brahmanas would not recognize the authority of Krishna and Balaram, their title, Dija, would be taken to mean merely born from two parents, from two, ja, born, rather than twice born. When the Brahmanas did not respond to the cowherd boys' initial request, the boys addressed the Brahmanas with a slight trace of sarcasm as Dharmavit Tamaha, O best of the knowers of religion. So here the cowherd boys requesting the Brahmanas to give some food, but looks like they are not, their initial request, they did not accept their initial request. So that's why they are, their cowherd boys has some reactions in their mind, and that's why they are addressing the Brahmanas like the knower, Dharmavit Tamaha. So here from this purport, actually Krishna is always very merciful, and he takes first the prasadam from the hand of a Brahmanas, the pure Brahmanas, who are the real Brahmanas. What Prabhu says, not by caste or not by birth or anything. It's a pure Brahmana. And Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, in his one of his lecture, he said that in this Kali, there is no Brahmanas or La Shudra. But Krishna, that says, when we recite the Prasada Mahamantra, before honoring the Prasada Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmane Vaishnave. So always Brahman is the first. Like Go Brahmana Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. So Krishna is very merciful and always blesses the cow and the Brahmanas. So that's why is one of the reason he asking the food from the Brahmanas. But here the something happening with this Brahmanas, that they are not responding to those cowherd boys. So that's what Prabhuji I understood. And Dvija, so Prabhuji, please explain that Dvija. I know, but I think better if you explain that one. Dvija means who are not behaving like pure Brahmanas. That's why they are called Dvija. Back to Prabhu. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely you recited the shloka, I must say. So, the boys are further explaining the situation, that after they offered their pranams, after they offered some respect and their reason for why they have come there, they're sharing a little bit more details. That Krishna and Balaram are very near. Vidure, dure, right? Dur nahi hai. They are like opposite of dur, which means they're near. They're not very far, and they're grazing their cows. The word odanam, we discussed that. Odana, and the reason the word odana is used, this basically means bhat. This basically means grains or rice, dal, roti, something. And they are very hungry. Rama and Krishna are very hungry. So, Dvijas, now you must give some food. And very, very nicely, I like this word here a lot. Yadi Shraddha. No pressure. Yadi Shraddha Cha. So it is said that Dan should be given with Shraddha. That means out of love and devotion. Not to prove that I am a big donor. Not to prove that oh, my friend gives, so I have to, I'm like pressurized to give. Not to, not grudgingly, hey, these people have come again for donation, why the hell they come again, right? That's not good. Not for self-aggrandizement or self-propaganda. It should be given with Shraddha, with faith. Very, very important. So we are begging, we are beggars, we are not demanding. If you wish, if you have faith, if you consider it appropriate, yadi shraddha cha, wo yachata dharma vittama. You are dharma vittama. You are the knower of dharma. You know what is right. You know that charity is so important. You know that any yajna is not complete without giving charity. You know that you are very intelligent. You're not just any illiterate person. You are very knowledgeable in the science of dharma. And what is real dharma? What is real dharma? In a few words, what is real dharma?
In Kali Yuga, giving holy names to others.
Giving holy names to others. Yeah. Basically to please Krishna or to serve Krishna. That's a real dharma of the soul. Jivara Swarup hai Krishna Nitya Das. We are eternal servants of Krishna. And that is real dharma. To serve our master. Right? Through different ways, chanting holy name, serving prasad, honoring prasad, serving tulasi, etc., etc. What is all those activities meant to do? To please Krishna. Is it not? That's the sum and substance of every activity we do. If any activity we do, if it does not please Krishna, it's not dharma. It's just some mental concoction or something less of pure bhakti. It's not pure if it does not please Krishna or his devotees. So you are dharma vittamaha. You know dharma vit, right? So you know the best. Dharma vit tamah. So see, dharma vit also are, there is like uttamaha. Uttamaha, right? Dharma vit tamah. That's a sandhi here. So the dharma vit means those who know. So you not just know, the Sanskrit is very beautiful. You're not just knower of dharma, you are the best of the knowers of dharma. This is like the third degree. Good, better, best, right? You see? Again, words of praise, but a little bit sarcasm here also. Because they're not even acknowledging, looks like. Therefore, in the previous verse we read, Janita, please recognize we are here. We are like, don't think we are just like 7-year-old boys and just like hanging out in our diapers, right? We are, you know, we are servants of Lord Ram, Balram, Krishna, sent by Lord Ram, Ramachodidan, right? So please, you know, even what is dharma? Now another way. There are different dharmas. Stri dharma, Purush dharma, Patni dharma, Raj dharma, etc. Now what is Atithi dharma? When Atithi comes, the dharma is that we should give them the best we can. Atithi devo bhava. Atithi is like a god, right? A guest is like God. So we should offer them nice seat, some water, some nice food to the best we can, kind words. Even an enemy comes, Prabhupada writes it at other places, even an enemy comes at our home, we should treat them so kindly that they forget that, oh, I have come at an enemy's home. I didn't realize. So that's the standard. This is the Atithi Dharma in this connection. So the Brahmana boys, Krishna's friends came without any notice, Atithi. But these people are not even properly acknowledging them. Whether they'll give something or not is a separate story which we will talk tomorrow. But looks like there is now, why is the sarcasm coming? Because on one side you're supposed to know dharma, what is Atithi dharma, what is the dharma, real dharma to please Krishna. We are servants of Krishna. You are getting this chance to get real success of all your yagyas. What is the perfection of yagya? What is the perfection of yagya if Krishna is pleased? I was hearing in a class, I don't remember where, it was in Sadhu Sangha or maybe a few days before. Indra, yeah, maybe it was in Sadhu Sangha. Indra is such an exalted person. Sometimes we take, oh, Indra, this fault, oh, Indra, that mistake, oh, Indra, this thing he did. We should not do like that. Indra is such an exalted, when he would do yagyas, Lord Vishnu will personally come and accept the offering. So Maharaj said, yes, it was in Sadhu Sangha. Maharaj said, how many of you have done yagya or any activity and Lord Vishnu descends personally and accepts that offering? So we should not say, oh, Indra is that, or Indra is this mistake, that mistake. So the point here, how did I get there? That the real essence of all yagyas, all dharmas, is to serve Krishna. And you are dharmavit and you're not paying attention. So there's a little bit sarcasm there. That's the point. Any more thoughts or comments anyone has here?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Is it also serving Krishna in the way that we are most fit and not trying to imitate how others serve Krishna? Because we all have to serve Krishna in the way that aligns with our nature and our skills, and not to try to imitate those who we wish to be or something like that.
Can you give a specific example?
Like, I'm not a very good cook, so I should never be the one heading up the menu for prasadam. So if I was to say, well, I'm going to be the cook today and I'm not a very good cook and I maybe will never be a good cook, then everyone will be having to eat bad food, bad tasting food, just because I had this sort of notion or idea that I'm supposed to be a chef, when maybe I'm supposed to be something else. And I don't know, maybe is that a good example?
Yeah. So how we can understand this is that, yes, there are certain things we must do. For example, I cannot say, hey, my mind is agitated. So, or I was not born in a vegetarian family, so I'm okay. It's okay for me to eat meat or continue to eat meat, or this Hare Krishna chanting, I can never chant 16 rounds. So I don't know how people, maybe it's their nature or maybe it's their inclination, they somehow do 16 rounds, but for me it's only 2 rounds is good. Or now same for Archana Vidhi, like for deity worship, let's say. I'm not a clean person, so I will just do worship deity without taking bath. So there are certain things we have to follow, correct? Our conditioned nature may or may not be there, but we have to follow, like coming up to gradually to 16 rounds, following 4 regulative principles, etc. Now, to the specific services, as you mentioned, cooking, yes, some may be very good in cooking, some may be very good in giving class, some may be very good in kirtan, some may be very good in organizing, some may be very good in decoration. That freedom is there. But someone cannot say, hey, I'm not good in chanting, so I'll just do dishes. It is fine. I mean, it is still service, but we have to follow the Acharya. Srila Prabhupada, no compromise with chanting, no compromise with 4 regulative. Someone cannot say, hey, I was born in a Western country, so maybe I'll just follow 3 regulative principles, or I'll just follow 2 regulative principles instead of the 4. So there are some areas where we can use our creative freedom, like cooking, etc. There are certain areas we have to follow the guidelines if we really want progress, and a healthy balance is required. So we should do things or services which are good for us, whether we like it or not. And there are certain services which we should do where we really feel into it, and it boosts our spiritual strength. So a healthy balance of those is required, right? Same with the child. The child, they will say, hey, I don't like to study. I like to just play. Father will not say, okay, just keep playing. No, you have to study. Maybe at a certain stage, you can choose certain subjects. Okay, your inclination is more towards numbers and maths. Okay, you pick maths. Your inclination is more towards some chemistry subjects. You specialize there. But we will not even get to that point, what we like and what we not, until first we have to follow more of the discipline. We have to follow the discipline. Then only we will understand our true potential also. So a healthy balance is required. Does that make sense, kind of?
Yes, it made sense. Thank you.
Okay, anything else before we pause or wrap up for today? Okay, so we'll pause here and continue tomorrow. Next verse. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai, Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaya Vacha, Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaः. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.